And let me...
The only question I will have for you is if you look at something and you're like, this is just horse shit and I don't want to deal with that, do you want someone else to see that?
That's fine. I don't really care. It's a solo. Honesty is good. D&D... The fucking veil between... Like, I think the biggest impediment that Dungeon Masters put upon themselves is trying to keep the there is no man behind the curtain thing going. Like...
I know. He just could be one that might feel a certain way if you're like, nah, you're not dying here.
But whatever. I don't give a shit. But yeah.
Love it.
We're live. Here is I've just sent him the link. So Adriel, you are ascending to the third floor or the floor 2 in that case, not floor 0. Which will be the third level here with the crenulated battlements.
Okay.
Very good. So, as you mount the broom of flying, as you begin to take off, you rise about 30 feet into the air. About a quarter of the way to these battlements. And as you do so, immediately the winds begin to whip against you. What previously were harsh storm winds become a gale force, as though the land itself seeks to impediment your progress. This is a skill challenge. How do you overcome these winds which threaten to bite you from your broom?
How do I overcome them? First, maybe it's a strength thing. I have wings, so to be able to kind of keep hands on a broom, but use theoretical tools of wind to kind of counterbalance would be the first thing I would do.
So are you popping your wings here? Or...
I wouldn't want to kite myself. I would do so. Here's a couple ways I would do it. One, I'm going to stay close to the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if the wind's strong, I could use one hand to brace myself against it, use a strength check or whatever to kind of keep myself from over buffeting off the wall.
All right.
Right. So that would be the first thing I would kind of do. Hey,
right.
Can I buffet myself? Can I keep myself close? 2, if I have to pop the wings, I will pop the wings to kind of be able to... When it's windy and a bird's standing on something, but they flap their wings just to kind of stay stable, kind of a similar philosophy to that.
All right, so I'll give you an option here then. You can roll a survival check with advantage as you attempt to use the castle's natural edifice to shield you from the wind, or you can make a straight athletics check as you simply attempt to use the castle's edifice to hold on to as you ascend.
The third option is just too ridiculous, and I just will not put that out in the world.
I'm listening.
You ever watch this 1960s Batmans when they are going up the wall and they're walking up it horizontally?
I'm not sure how that would change these rolls, but if you would like to walk up it horizontally,
I have the dwarven plate for the purpose of using the 10 feet of movement.
Oh, so that's brilliant. That's actually brilliant. Yeah, I'd give you advantage on the athletics if that's how you want to do it. The spikes in the boots of your dwarven plate cramponing into the castle stone. As you stomp your way up the castle, the first section of the skill challenge, no difficulties. The winds are not nearly enough to push one such as you off course. As you continue to rise about to the halfway point, you begin to hear the sound of ravens chittering in the air around you. As you gaze about, you can see that every tree, every bush, every battlement is filled with these evil-eyed creatures looking toward you, and en masse, as though obeying some mental command, they begin to swarm in your direction. 1,000 biting beaks, 1,000 scratching talons begin to whirl around you in the air. In moments, they will be upon you. How do you overcome this?
I will I'm just trying to deter them at this point. I don't want to actually enter combat. What is that here? I have Thaumaturgy as a cantrip.
Yeah.
I can create a sound that originates at a point of your choice, such as the rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or an ominous whisper.
Sure can.
Can I make the cry of the ravens? Because if I'm going to make that noise, I want to either make them think I'm one of them or think I'm in a different spot on the wall and effectively try to Stephen King's The Birds and let them hit the wall instead of me.
With your working off your 19 religion here, you know that vampires exert control over many of the feral beasts of the land, many blood drinkers such as themselves, which scavenger ravens such as these certainly are. You get the sense that these creatures are not attacking you due to any inherent aspect of their nature. Although perhaps that could be overcome.
That was one way I could do it. Man, this is... Now, let me look through the rest of my stuff here. Blessing the Forge, that's not useful. Don't want to pop my wings yet and burn that. Library card's not going to do shit for me. Birds coming. I have a potion of invisibility.
Do you want to drink a potion of invisibility and try to hide from them?
It sounds crazy, but to me, if I can't move fast enough to get out of their way, and they are product of something else, I either need to speed up, which I don't think that there's a downshift on the broom, or I'm looking to do something to deter them. I could cast light, which would just brighten me up. But fuck it. First, I will actually commit. It seems strange, but let me commit to casting the light cantrip
On yourself?
brightening myself up.
Okay. As you turn yourself into a beacon within this dismal, dim land, the sound of screeching ravens grows louder as they accelerate toward their visible prey. What next?
Light didn't deter the vampires. Don't love this. And I am reaching here. I'll try the potion of invisibility. That's the other thing that I've got that I know that I can do something with.
Very good. In this moment, as you turn yourself into a beacon for a brief moment, zipping upwards as quickly as you can, swallowing the potion of invisibility, darting into a shadowy recess between the battlements, then swallowing the potion of invisibility. The sound of your armor is muffled by the gale force winds and the rolling thunder, so no difficulties. Yeah, just roll me a stealth check at advantage here. '18 is a success. We were looking for a DC 15 there. Adriel, as you continue to ascend, the swarm of ravens circulates for a brief moment above where they last saw you, and then begin to break out over the other areas of the castle, seeking where you might have eluded them. For the moment, you continue to climb as the swarm disperses. Yet, upon the winds, as they get closer, you could hear what they were chattering. Not the language of birds, but in human tongues, you could hear the word, "Evil! Evil! Evil! Evil!"
That's interesting.
As you continue to ascend, you can see the crenellated wall of the battlement, only feet away from you. Yet, before you can surmount it, The sky above begins to roll with fury, and for a brief moment, you have only a moment to react here. You see it open up as a bolt of lightning courses directly toward you.
Oh, lightning coursing towards me. I need to... Man alive, this is just going to be a guess based on what I can do. And this is purely playing weatherman. I'm going to take my sword, jam it in the wall, and then slide back behind it to let it be a weather vane and catch the lightning coming.
That's a solid decision. Either roll me a nature or survival check with advantage.
Wow, they are both not great.
That's
I'm on fire.
You are on fire. Very well done, Adriel.
This is gonna hurt.
So, as the bolt of lightning races toward you, Adriel, you jam your side sword into the wall. Oh, sorry, is this the, No, this is your Zweihander, or...
Yes.
Got you. You jam the Zweihander into the wall, the magic of the blade easily piercing the stone. Give me a strength check with advantage, with a +2 thanks to the blade's magical effect. Perfect. The work of an instant, you have cut through steel much stronger than stone with this blade before. Adriel, you throw yourself from your broom, speaking at the same time the command word to bring it to you. As the lightning crackles into the tower, it blackens the stone, which then seems to drink in the very ash like blood. You catch your broom catches you about 30 feet back down, and you use the opportunity to race upwards, seizing your sword from the wall as you go. And moments later, you find yourself standing upon the battlements of this place. It's strange. You can hear the whipping winds, you can see the drizzling rain, yet they do not menace Castle Ravenloft as they do the world outside. It is almost as though you have found the eye of the storm. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you gaze upon the vaulted, ornate double doors in front of you. With a 19, you can hear the very faint sounds of music, someone plucking upon a lyre from the chamber in front of you. Yet to the north, you hear a rhythmic clanking sound of something patrolling the battlements. Where next?
I'm looking on my level for any door into the
right here, double
main
doors in
building.
front of you.
Double doors, and so kind of looking either way, I would try to, with my non-adept hands here. My first thing would be to look for any traps. I would almost assume there's none at this level. You've got to be inside pretty far to do it. I'm still going to check for a trap before I open this door. I'm going to listen as well, because I want to see if I hear anything behind it that is of conversation. Anything that I might be...
Yeah, with the 19, all you could hear from behind is very faint lyre music.
Cool. All right. If it does not appear to be trapped, I will open the door.
Give me an investigation check. Natural 20. You detect no traps upon the door, either arcane sigils or tripwires. It appears that entry by this method was unexpected.
Sorry, say that again. You cut out. You said, but it was expected. Was it traps or no traps?
Unexpected. No traps.
Okay. I will open the door quietly.
Very good. As you crack the door open, if you wish, make me a stealth check if you want to avoid being seen. Goodness gracious, you're on fire today. Sorry, that would be, you're still potion of invisibility, so that would be a straight stealth check, even with the heavy armor. Almost immediately as you open it, sweet smells of fragrant candles begin to waft from the room. You see a number of doorways as well. A four-poster bed covered by heavy draperies with golden tassels glinting in the light of candelabras, and on the bed you can see that there is a young woman sitting amidst velvet and satin sheets, wearing bed clothes, one of her dainty slippers fallen off of her feet at the bed's floor, as she plucks, prettily but inexpertly, upon a lyre. She mutters to herself in frustration as she attempts a run of complicated chords over, apparently attempting to learn a song.
Oh boy. That is
Unexpected.
unexpected. That's a person with a lyre just jamming out on a bed.
The one other thing
Okay.
you would be able to see is that carved into the headboard with great skill is a monogram, the letter Z.
Oh, I am in a terrible place, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh no. This makes me sad. I think I know exactly what I just walked into. Oh. I'm stealthed. I'm hear me out. Theater of the mind here. She's jamming out on her lute. She doesn't see me.
Mm-hmm.
Will I have to roll another check to cross the room?
If you wanted to go through any of the entryways within it, certainly.
All right.
If you're
'Cause
just
what
operating within the room, then I think you're good on that net 20.
all right. I'm probably gonna try to get out of what I feel like might be the one of the. This feels. This may not be Strahd's bed, but this is some royal person's bedroom. And this is not a great place for your boy. So we're gonna ski dat quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. She doesn't. Actually, you know what? Can I divine sense her?
You certainly may. As you use divine sense here, you detect certainly a lingering aura of desecration from the room, from the entire castle itself, in fact. However, nothing about the woman indicates to you that she is divine, fiendish, or undead.
Okay, she's just. Oh wait, so she's human.
Perhaps.
She hasn't been turned yet.
All that can be said is that she is not a fiend, not an angel, and not an undead. As you linger upon the castle's battlements, considering your options, Adriel, you hear that clanking growing closer. As at the edge of your vision, you see an empty suit of armor, yet not like the rusted, battered examples of animated armor that you've seen in the past. It looks to be almost a warrior king's garb, marching in a stately fashion, still unaware of you, but in your direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in the room and close that door.
Very good with a
I'm
22.
I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna close it as quietly as I can, and I'm gonna try to. I want to see the ways out of this room. And since I divine sensed her and she's not particularly evil, I want to do the most I can to leave her be, I think.
You got it. So, as you press your way into the room here, Adriel, slipping in, she briefly looks in the direction of the cracked door. Oh, the storms are quite powerful tonight, it would seem. Before she returns to playing upon her lyre. You can see that there are entryways, or exits rather, to the east and to the south.
Okay, so. Alright, I need to figure out. So would south be net center of the temple? Since there's not a map that exists. Like it's temple, net center of the castle.
Sorry, one more time.
Like I said, since there's no like, I'm not looking at a map of the castle. South would take me in further, I think. Like it'd take me towards the center of the building. Yes, where east or west would take me sideways.
East would take you toward the center of the building. South would take you toward its exterior walls.
All right, I'm gonna go towards the center. I'm trying to find stairs. I'm gonna try to cross the room. She doesn't seem concerned with the cracking of the door, so I'm gonna try to cross and walk into the next room.
You got it. What's your passive perception? 11?
That's awful. Whatever it is. Let me pull that back up.
I think it's 11.
My passive perception, where? 12. No, I'm level 9, baby.
Okay, nice.
We at 12 now.
Very nice. So,
I need to update that.
What are you doing within this room? Where are you headed?
So I'm going to head towards the center. So you said east or whatever, towards the door, towards the center of the building. She doesn't seem disturbed, which on a bunch of levels as a paladin is both concerning because she's in a place she shouldn't be, all too happily being there. She feels like pre-dinner for somebody, like she's being romanced or... I have very many vampire quibbles about the fact that she's probably just pre-lunch, but I'm gonna try just kind of across the room to the next door.
You got it. Give me another stealth check.
Yes, sir. There's 16.
With a 16, double checking her passive. Yeah. You slip across the room without any difficulties, as dark as a shadow, as invisible as the buffeting winds outside. As you press yourself to the eastern door here, you begin to open it.
If I see or hear nothing, I'm going to step through and try to pull that door as quick or quietly as I can to make sure she's not more disturbed than need be.
Very good. As you press open the door as quietly, as quickly as you can, shutting it on the other side. As it opens, the firelight shifting into the room, you see her look up from the bed in the direction of the door, and you can hear her saying, as you were closing it, "Master, is that you?" Do you
oh,
continue?
that's just terrible. Yep.
Very good. As you press your way through, the thought in the back of your mind begins to bite that it seems that the castle's lord is also capable of invisibility. As you press your way into the next room here, this blazing hearth filling it with red and amber light, the walls lined with ancient books and tomes, leather covers well oiled and preserved through careful use, everything in here is in order. The stone floor concealed beneath a thick, luxurious rug, and in the center of the room a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. Even the poker in its stand next to the blazing fireplace is devoid of ash, polished. You see large, overstuffed divans and couches arranged around the room, 2 chairs of burgundy wood and padded leather facing the hearth. A huge painting hanging over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. The rolling firelight carefully illuminating it, looking precisely like the young, blonde, beautiful woman that Kurana described to you as Tatiana. What would you like to do? Might be muted.
Fucking Christ. So well-adorned room, fireplace, near the bedroom. This is some kind of study. This is some kind of seated room. This is some kind of... Maybe it's a lounge. Like some people have lounges. The fireplace makes me nervous. I'm getting real bad Harry Potter vibes in this room. So I'm gonna look around the room first. Can I run like a perception check on the walls? What you just said made me nervous. Is there any kind of... I'm looking for secret entrances to this room, quicker ways into this room, things that wouldn't just be doors.
You got it. Go ahead and make me a perception check. With a 19, give me just a moment here.
I don't like when you roll dice secretly, because it makes me sad.
Sorry. Adriel, gazing through the roaring flame in front of you, something catches your vision. Despite the fact that every inch of this place is immaculately clean, you can see that there is a thin outline of ash about the size of... you ever seen one of those like half-size doors that might lead into someone's attic in a home or something like that?
Yeah, they're like the under the stairs doors.
Yes, precisely. You see the outline of what appears to be a passageway. Thank you. Appears to be a passageway of about that size. Behind the roaring flame.
That makes me sweat nuts. I'm gonna make my way over to it. The fire's in the fireplace. I clearly can't just walk through that and take fire damage. That's hella dumb.
Wouldn't be the first time you've walked through fire, but yeah, that would be hella dumb.
Wouldn't be the first time I walked through fire. Would be the first time I walked through fire and didn't like have a dead body on the other side. So maybe this is risky. Can I take one of my water packs and pour the water on the fire?
Yes. Roll me a survival check. Sure. And see if that's enough to extinguish the flame. With a 17, it is. Very carefully distributing the water, stomping out the embers with your metallic boots, the fire dies, and the outline of the secret door becomes more evident.
I'm gonna do... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try something, and this is probably not the intended use, but you have told me to be creative. Can I use stone cunning to see if the door is a trigger door or if it is...
Good question.
Just a strength door?
Go ahead and, make that stone cunning check. With a 19, you get the sense that there is a trigger within this place. If you would like, you may also make an insight check as you cast about the room looking for possible solutions.
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
Beautifully done. A couple of things occur to you with the 21. The first thing that occurs to you is not related to this secret door. The first thing that occurs to you is that as you look for the books, obviously looking for a secret book that will, pull it forward or something. Yep. As you look at the texts contained within here, they are rare. Indeed, they demonstrate both planar and extraplanar knowledge. Everything from histories of Barovia to the nature of the Shadowfell to theoretical treatises on high magic. The books within this place are valuable. Over 800 books in total. You think that should you have the time or inclination to carry even a portion of them out, they may be of tremendous resale value. The second thing that occurs to you with the 21 is that the poker within the fireplace clearly does not demonstrate any use. Indeed, appears to be built in to the stand itself.
For some reason, I remember a conversation about JoJo that these books are dummy valuable. Like you just said, like insanely valuable in Strahd. I remember him saying the words like, bro, the best things in that place are those books. Shit. How many can I don't even want to ask how many can I carry, because then I'm just carrying around a Jan Sport full of books. I'm an 8th grader. I know what I want to ask if there is in this. I'm going to metagame your West March a hair because my character does know that I am in a bit of a quandary. One, is there anything to do with the Fae, Neverwinter, or dwarves?
If you wish to take a few minutes in this room in order to make a thorough investigation, you may.
I will not lose. I will take the time to investigate.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. With an 11. You do not find much on the nature of dwarves. Indeed, within these books, you do not find any texts that originate in Barovia which even mention races other than humans. Yet, one thing you do find is a small section of the library where texts upon the nature of the Feywild are arranged next to texts upon the nature of the Shadowfell. Both rather extensive subjects of interest for this library's master.
I'm going to go... I would be then interested in, and this is going to be an interesting question. The Fae and the Feywild would be something I'd be absolutely be interested in picking up, knowing the situation that I have been in currently. Second, is there a version of a, how would I put this? A Jacques Cousteau's Guide to Animals of Barovia. Any kind of medical or study that I could bring back to a druid for a friend.
Roll me a d4.
I know I'm risking getting hurt here, but it just for the lulz.
So, with the d4 here and the 11 on investigation, you find two pertinent texts. One upon the nature of Fae and their bargains, one upon the nature of wildlife in Barovia, written by an individual named Rudolf von Richten. Which, is that a name that's familiar to you as a player?
Von Richten, it sounds very familiar. I don't know where.
Make a history check.
Wow, there's a low roll.
Unfamiliar to you, you remember that he's an adventurer of some sort, but beyond that, it eludes you. Though if you wish to spend a moment or two reading the text, perhaps more information could be illuminated.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the minute. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it, then we're going.
Very good. So, as you begin to read through the text, give me just a second.
This is already such fire.
Give me 2 seconds.
I bet you run Strahd like a mother.
So you don't encounter him.
Well, no, but I mean like as a rule, as a full module. I bet you hit an art form with Strahd. Just the whole thing.
Last time I ran Strahd, my players came to me and said, we're having panic attacks throughout the week prepping for the session. Can we play something that's not Barovia?
And I'm here risking. They would be screaming at me right now.
Yes. So, what you discover within the text, in a brief prelude, Rudolf van Richten describes his life as a monster hunter. Having encountered everything from demons to devils to fae to, indeed, his favored foes, vampires. And it occurs to you, Rudolf von Richten, yes, that's a legendary name amongst foes of the undead, such as yourself. Rudolf van Richten disappeared about 100 years ago. No one's sure what happened to him, presumed that he perished upon one of his adventures. Yet, in his life, he was known as the greatest vampire hunter who ever lived.
This book is so valuable. Oh,
as you take
that's
that moment,
going in the pack.
As you take that moment to peruse the texts, Adriel, all 4 doors burst open at once. As you see, patrolling into the room, their glittering points wafting and dancing within the air. You see 4 flying swords enter the room, their sharp points prodding about it as if searching for something unseen. What do you do?
I'm effectively as quick as you like. They don't have hands. It's 2 books. I'm a big person. I'm going to pray on everything that's holy that poker is the switch, and I'm going to yank that thing, and I'm going to slide at the wall. And if that wall doesn't open, I'm going to take some impact damage.
Solid.
I'm going to Indiana Jones it.
Make me one more stealth check, or if you prefer, if you want to eschew stealth, you can make an initiative check with advantage.
Ugh.
With a 12, you just beat the passive perception of 11 on the flying swords. As these creatures probe about the room, coming within inches of you, you draw the poker open, sliding into the next room. The moment that your body moves through, the rune upon the door causes it to seal behind you. And you find yourself within a chamber that possesses no clear exit.
Oh, God.
Resting on the floor of this smoke-filled room, however, is a closed chest surrounded by piles of gold, silver, and copper coins. The fittings and the clawed feet on the chest are evidence of great workmanship. You can see that attached to the eastern wall are 2 sconces, the southernmost one holding a torch with an intricate metal base, the other empty. A broken skeleton in equally tattered armor lies against the wall, its right hand on its throat, its left hand holding the matching torch from the empty sconce.
Hate it. Okay, so we're walking this through out loud. Adriel slid into this room. He sees ornate torch sconce together. 1 sconce empty. Lots of gold. Dead skeleton. Dead thing. By the pile of gold.
Make a history check. With an 11, it occurs to you that this room has the construction of a treasury. Hidden, defended, yet it seems small for a castle of this size.
Can I perception check the other sconce, the empty one?
Go for it.
I want to see if I'm looking for a significant wear. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. With a 14, no significant wear, nothing that indicates to you that it is... When you say other sconce, the one with the torch or the empty one?
The empty one.
Yeah, nothing that indicates to you that it is anything but what it seems to be.
Can I gently, I don't want to rip it off the wall. I'm not tugging hard, but can I pull it to see if it... Look, man, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Sure. You pull, you press, and it appears to be very firmly attached.
All right. Can I grab the torch out of the skeleton's hand? I'm nervous about the one with the ornate shit. I don't know what... Dude, you have me trained like a Navy SEAL. I'm going to take the torch out of the skeleton's hand. Can I light it and put it in the empty sconce?
You may.
So I can look around the room.
And as you do so, placing it within the empty sconce, the door grinds open to the east. Roll me a d12 and a d8, please.
Oh, well, here's where I die. I am telling you, I am positive. Well, that's the worst 2 rolls I've ever seen. Pulling that other one gets me killed. That's all I know.
That's hilarious. Okay, one sec.
Uh-oh.
So, the room before you, you can see, is choked with spider webs. thick strands of silk, an inch thick. You've seen these before. Giant spiders are nothing that an adventurer such as yourself is unfamiliar with. Yet, you also see the figure that is gliding through them. A tall, gaunt man, dressed in an ornate half-plate that would be befitting of the major domo of such a castle. You can see him opening the double doors behind as he begins to stride in the direction of the library, his eyes scanning the room before him as he calls out, saying, "The master was not expecting guests this evening. Yet, I assure you his hospitality is without limits. Who has come? Introduce yourself, politely." You get the sense that your presence is been noted, but your specific location has not yet been found. What would you like to do?
I don't know who this is, but he works for Strahd. I don't know he's gonna just come at me.
Through the dream, you can barely hear Korana's voice saying, "Rahadin, most loyal and most powerful of Strahd's servants. A true vampire, much like himself."
He's gonna have a high version of this. I'm gonna channel my inner Brawl. This is ignorant. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get as close. I'm channeling it. I'm gonna try to bust hold person.
You're gonna throw hold person on him? Beautiful.
I'm gonna try to throw hold person so I can close the gap and do some damage if I have to.
Word. So, first and foremost, give me a stealth check with your potion of invisibility. Let's see if you manage to surprise here.
Nope. Oh, there it is.
One, as you move into the web-filled area, immediately your foot becomes entangled, and as you rip it free, the clanking sound upon the floor draws his eyes to your position, the invisibility fading as you channel the words of the spell. In a flash, a scimitar is in his hand, and a fistful of darts dripping with venom in the other. Go ahead and roll for initiative. Whoo! You are on fire tonight.
It is feast or famine, baby, but that's how we live.
That's going to be a 14 Adriel. You do have the initiative here as Rahadin begins to charge you. Let me go ahead and slot you in there. Go right ahead, and that's a hold person you're opening with?
I think hold person is... I got to get better. I got to get more diverse with my skill sets here. Hold person is a wisdom save. Yeah, so I think hold person, because he's humanoid, I think that's sending the hold person will...
Let's see it. That's a DC 15. He's got a +7 on his wisdom save. You're going to need a 7 or lower on the die. And you fucking find it here! Incredible. Adriel, as the hold person washes over Rahadin, he stops mid-charge, paralyzed by your assault. The divine shackles that are your birthright shackle him to the floor here. That's your action, and the bonus action.
That's a spell, so I can't Misty Step.
Correct.
Balls.
You do have Vow of Enmity here, which could be useful as an opener, should he break the hold person.
Oh, that's a good one to pair it with. Bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna bust the Vow of Enmity as well. I will channel divinity my Vow of Enmity. So that way I'm gonna keep the advantage on attacks.
Very good. That's a 10-foot range. You're gonna approach him to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach him to the edge of 10 feet since I can still attack him from that range.
Got you. Give me 1 second here.
I also want to be close enough that I get the op attack if he does break it and decide to dance.
As you approach within 10 feet of Rahadin here, immediately you begin to hear a distant, well, music would be entirely too charitable a description. Almost like a choir, but a choir of screams seeming to emanate out from the creature's very mind. You hear Karana's voice within the dream once again, a deathly choir composed of the thousands he has killed. Adriel, that's going to bring us to Rahadin's turn, right?
Yep.
Very good. He is going to attempt to break the effects of the hold person here. That's going to be another wisdom save. And with a 13, he does not find it. Your luck continues to hold as he struggles against the authority of your spell. Adriel, what would you like to do?
Does he appear like he's going to relent combat? I'm going to ask that question. Does he have that kind of "you're dying" face?
Karana's voice within the dream once again tells you all of Strahd's servants, either through fear or loyalty, would give their lives for their master.
Then I'm going to take Eclipse in my hand, and I'm going to take 2 swings, and I'm going to Divine Smite him egregiously.
Egregiously, that's what I like to hear. So, as you approach him here, Adriel, within 5 feet in order to get the crit damage, right?
Yeah, do you have to be within 5 feet for crit damage?
Yeah, in Baldur's Gate you don't. In 5e, you need to be within 5 feet on the paralyzed target. Same thing with the down target.
Fair enough. I will close to 5 feet.
Very good. As you approach, beginning to strike like a surgeon toward the neck, go ahead and roll those attacks. That's a hit. That's another hit. That's actually one hit because these are at advantage.
Oh, I'm fishing. Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Many thank yous. So a Divine Smite 2 is effectively a divine. Is he undead?
These are all crits. And no, he is actually not considered to be undead.
Ooh.
I misspoke when I said he was a true vampire. He is actually still considered to be an elf.
Okay. So, how do I calculate just guaranteed crit?
You can just roll the damage on the natural crit there twice. Oh no. That's 51 damage on the first.
Yeah.
And looking like 60 damage on the second.
Your math is much quicker than mine. I just got to the 50 in the first. Thank you for embarrassing me as an adult. I appreciate it.
As you drag the flamberge edge of Eclipse, not quite hitting the neck, but it bites deeply into his left shoulder, inches above the heart. He staggers with breath for a moment, yet you still have a bonus action.
I'm going to drive the haft, see if I can hit him with the haft of this thing.
Go for it. That's another hit and another crit. Are you smiting on this as well?
No, I'm not going to smite on this one.
You got it.
Let's see. I will.
And then just add the additional d4 for the damage mod there. Keep in mind, the haft is a d4 roll, not a d10.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Oh,
so I should have done the half damage.
Yeah.
So I'll do this one. 13 plus 2, 15.
Very nice roll there. 15 points of damage. A battering strike across the temple as he falls to the ground, still attempting to stand, still attempting to struggle against the spell, but you can tell that the fight is going out of him. Anything else?
That's action, bonus action. I don't have a whole lot left that I could do there.
Neither does Rahadin as he attempts to break the effects of the hold person. Finally, he wills his body into movement, but it's too late. That save comes at the end of his turn, and the vow of enmity still sits upon him.
Oh, that's cold. But it's not a guaranteed crit, so that is good for him.
You can tell this creature is on death's door. Another strike should do it.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'll just swing at him.
17 hits. Actually, it doesn't. I'm sorry. A 17 just misses. You can see that with his limbs back to him,
Wait.
even in this wounded state. Bless.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I did not put my global bless modifier on. That's what I didn't do.
That's enough. 18 is the AC with his studded leather and +6 dexterity. Karana's storytelling calls out through the dream. Swift, but not swift enough. The head went clattering to the ground. A look of shock still upon its face. Well, you made short work of the castle's mini-boss. That's how you do it. Textbook. That's how you do it.
I'm so furious your way works. I'm so furious. You told me it would work, and I'm so mad about it.
Hey, man. That's been me every time you've told me something would work, and it worked. I'll show you how to do it in the game. You show me how to do it in real life. We'll be fine. We'll get it figured out.
Can I do the Baldur's Gate thing real quick and loot this body?
You certainly can. Give me just a moment.
Oh my god.
Checking.
All right, sorry I had to go out in my hallway and yell. We're good.
You're all good. So, upon his body, you find very little of value. His armor, of course, intact. His, but mundane. You do, however, find a small pouch containing a total of 50 platinum pieces, stamped with a fierce but beautiful visage of a long-haired man with a smirk of contempt upon his face. You would assume to be Strahd von Zarovich himself. Additionally, within that same silken pouch that you found the money is a vial of wyvern venom.
I love that.
The master of this place slain, yet if it is treasures you seek, you remember the chamber behind you. And as you gaze about at this in-webbed room, you can see clearly that there is an exit to the east as well.
So I'm in a room, there is the exit behind me, and that's about all I've got, as I'm understanding, yes?
There's an exit to the east, and there is the exit to the west behind you through the secret door that you opened with the torch sconce.
Can I perception check this room? I'm just suspect.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I didn't hear a door, and he's in a dark webbed room by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
With a 10, as you take a moment to scan the room, you do not see anything. If you think that there may be secrets here, perhaps a longer-term investigation would be necessary.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. There's no way. There is a way, and maybe he's magic, and I just nuked it too fast. But I didn't hear a door. I didn't hear. He just not sitting in the dark in webs by himself.
Maybe that's his thing. A little bit of like self shibari with the webbing. You don't know.
Nah, he's got that many screams in his head. So here's the only things I would think. That man's not afraid of nothing. And while he may be into some Japanese rope play and just using spider webs to do it, which respect, I will never kink shame that man. You spit in my mouth, Rahadin. He just he was still a say it with his chest kind of vibe. So
Mm-hmm.
can I take the extra time and examine and see?
Yeah, take 10 minutes here. Give me a d12 and make me an investigation check.
Hate the D12.
My players have learned to fear the d12, and I kind of love it. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Better.
16. As you scour away the webbing bit by bit, it reveals something. You can see the outline of another secret door here to the south.
Okay. Now I gotta go through the same thing again, which is there's a secret door. Can I perception check it to see? Because I guess if I looked around the room and there's just webs and I didn't see anything else, I'd be looking for like a pressure trigger, or if I can just,
Sure.
I guess,
You
just
can see
strength
that
check pull it.
You see that there's a small loose brick in the masonry that you suspect acts as the trigger.
Well, nothing like this moment. Let's go ahead and press the brick.
Very good. As you press
Hate
the
it.
brick and the door to the south slides open. Let me move you a little bit. Or you can
Move you?
yourself. You can
There's a map we're on?
There's a what?
I've only seen Vandalin the entire time we've been playing.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Holy shit. My bad.
I've been
My fucking
theater of
bad.
mind.
Well,
I've been
hey.
theater of the mind the whole time, baby.
Well, theater of the mind rocks. What can we say? My bad.
It's worked perfectly. Everything's purple for me. Should it be?
Yeah, that indicates
Okay.
that you're viewing through dark vision right now.
All right.
And
Perfect.
just to give you an idea of the other rooms we've been in thus far, here's your treasury, here's your fireplace, and here's the room with the lady. Here are the battlements you came up. So
you've probably been wondering why I've been moving my shit. I didn't know I have literally been like sitting here going, this is pure vibes. Like this needs spooky music, theater of the mind. That's why I haven't moved Adriel around. I'm like, this is perfect. Combat's easy breezy. Like I could just, okay, I'm gonna close this distance. I'll get within 10 feet.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's been amazing. I'm not even mad about it. This is great.
So, as you gaze toward here, you can see that there's a 10-foot square room, a landing that overlooks a vertical shaft to the south that plunges into the darkness and equally continues into the darkness above. And as you look within the shaft, cold air fills it. The walls are coated with mildew and worn smooth. There are taut iron chains which extend up and down the shaft, and the links of the chains are thick and covered with grease.
I don't love that. There's no way I'm climbing those chains. One, they're covered with grease. Two,
You have a
walls
broom
are
flying.
yeah, walls are mildewed. That's what I was gonna say. Is it big enough to pull the broom of flying out?
It is. It is a 10 by 20 foot shaft.
All right, so I'm gonna pull the broom of flying out, and I'm gonna do the worst elevator impression ever. I'm gonna get on it and go boom, and just avoid. So here's what I don't want to do, and I don't know if I'm gonna do everything I can to not tug whatever those chains are. I have a fear I know what they are, and I have a fear that if I tug them, I will find out exactly what they do. They control the Castle 101. That is light, that is sound. There is something up there that draws attention that your boy doesn't want to gong or turn on or like whatever that is. It opens some bow and people get alerted that nope, that's weapons, that's a crossbow, that's something. Nope.
And just to clarify, you wish to bypass the pile of glittering coins that you found in the previous room.
The last time I picked up something on a skeleton, I had an axe for a long time. Then.
This is what I love. I love the PTSD adventurers get to the point where it's like, why did we start doing this for money? Why do we do it now? Just to fucking survive, and because we don't know what else to do with ourselves. The money's a trap. The treasure's a trap. Everything good about this is always a trap. So we're just gonna suffer.
Here's the thing. I would normally pick up that gold. The skeleton on it makes me suspect to
I love
one
it.
of two things. It is either there was like a box in the center of it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid if I start lightening that load, I'm gonna trigger some big ass monster to wake up.
Listen
And that's
to
where
your
I'm at.
instincts. That's all we can do in situations like these
I'm
in goth hell.
You coached me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to win,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not victory.
Well said. So, what now? The shaft descends and ascends. Darkness
I'm going
in
up.
either direction. Alright, so give me just a second here to check my notes. The layout here gets interesting as we shift floors. We're in K31. Very good. As you rise on the broom of flying here, that cold wind, that cold draft rather, causing goosebumps to stand up on the back of your neck, you ascend about 40 feet. Give me one sec.
To more darkness.
I was expecting you to go through the front door and all that shit.
Well, so the problem is, I know he's not gonna be up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that his shit's up here, and that I could use his shit against him. Because you're right, he's under this bad boy, and he's under this bad boy well protected. Because I haven't ran into enough hot topic vampire shit for me to think that he's this direction.
Understandable.
But there's been so many like armored protective things. Something's up here, and I'm hoping it was just Rahadin, if we're being honest with each other.
Give me just a sec. Ravenloft is not cooperating with me.
Done this in the mind all game, baby.
What the fuck is it? One sec. Oh my god. I'm lost in my own castle. One sec.
This place makes me sweat.
The actual fuck. Wait, 2 seconds.
Take your time. I'm getting water and Valium.
I am so perplexed here. Okay, Jesus. I don't know why that was so difficult. Okay, so As you ascend, pushing your way through a trap door that opens rather easily for one of your prodigious strength. Sorry, are you back?
Yeah, I'm sitting right here
Okay.
quiet.
Cool.
Not moving. I'm afraid I'm going to trigger something.
I don't know why the grid on this map is so fucking weird, but that's fine. We're gonna send it. Sorry, this run of Ravenloft is a little impromptu. Alright. So, as you ascend, pushing your way through a trap door, you find yourself in a dark landing, 10 feet wide, 20 feet long. There's a cold draft of wind rushing down the spiral staircase of the north and east wall, whistling mournfully through the room before streaming down the stairs to the south. There's an ornate square rug that covers the floor to the south, and set into the west wall is an iron-bound wooden door with a wooden trap door, the one you've just come through. Hanging on the north wall above the trap door is a portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man with a serene yet penetrating gaze, which I will DM to you.
I feel like I was on the right path. Now I feel like I'm not on the right path. Oh, I think I went the wrong way. This is bad.
What would you like to do?
Looking at who I assume that's got to be Strahd. I don't love this. I'm fully blacked out in my picture on the portrait. I'm gonna ask you to do something, and you're gonna punch me in the throat for it. I think I gotta go back. I think I'm I don't like where I'm at.
That's fair. You want to go back down?
Yeah, I think I'm going back down. The portraits of those dudes tend to be right outside where they are, and I haven't found the thing I'm looking for yet. So I'm down in the room. I found up. Can I take a couple minutes to investigate the room? I don't want to touch the chains, but I want to look at them. With the blacksmithing, I want to see if there's a lot of wear and tear on them. You said they're greased up. There's like the grease worn, and then the walls. There is no way that this is just tower and then Strahd. This feels like a trap.
The grease appears to be regularly applied.
Okay.
The chains themselves, however, appear to be slightly worn, though not so worn as to cause any structural stability, just enough to indicate their occasional use.
Is there anything else around the room? Is it really just a 10 by 20 room with nothing in it? Is this the one room that doesn't have anything? Can I...
I mean, it's a shaft. It's an empty shaft, yeah. It's got the chains and assumably connected to something.
I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna keep at it. I'm here to win. There's just no way it's just in up Strahd. Can I perception check, stone check the walls and risk an encounter, I guess?
Yeah, roll me a d12 and roll me a stone cunning check as you take a few minutes to investigate the walls.
Oh.
You take a few moments. Nothing disturbs you, yet nothing jumps out at you either. Let me grab some water while you consider your goal. Hello, hello?
I'm here.
Sorry, I was on mute. That's why you weren't responding. I thought you were AFK.
You're fine.
Then
Can I? There's webs on the ground. You said, or webs in the. Can I clear the low-lying webs to see if there's anything behind them?
in the room behind you?
You said in the room I'm in.
Mildew.
I believe. Oh, it's mildew. Okay, so the webs are in the previous room. Shit. I'm gonna give it one more investigation. Can I don't a nature check mildew, see if the I'm trying to get creative here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that treasure was it. It was too small. It's bait for something, probably an adventurer's demise. The fact that there's something past this, the bell tower is not the treat. It is not the treasure. It's not the thing. Like, this can't be it, right? Like, going up to the top of whatever this lookout tower is cannot be it. There's got to be something in these parts.
It's a big castle.
It is a big castle. So, is there any... This is above the table. Is it fruitful to run one more investigation?
That's up to you.
I'll run one more, and I'll run the D12. And this is usually where if I run into it twice, you're usually pretty good about going. You're not gonna find anything. So I'm gonna run it one more time.
Go for it.
And then
Your luck holds, but you convince yourself that there's nothing that does not meet the eye, at least in this section of the landing.
I'm missing something. I know it. I'll have to go up. I can't burn time here. And 2 nat 1s are. I don't want to deal with whatever's behind this Strahd painting, but
Heading back up to the next floor.
I'm gonna have to. I can't. 2 nat 1s. Well, I mean, how many times can I run at madness?
I mean, I think by definition as many times as you want.
I want to. Here's the thing. I want to keep looking in that room. There's got to be something else in that room. There just has to be. There is no way. Because then the assumption is he would have had to. He was either pulling those chains, and I heard no sound, Or he was just sitting in a mildew room or a webbed room in the
There,
dark.
there were other exits to that room with the webs. I mean, there were like the visible double doors at the east.
Yeah, but like I said, without I didn't hear him. I was stealthed up too pretty close. I just have a weird feeling that he wasn't. But I'm
What are you gonna
stuck.
do?
I ran the 2 investigations. If I run a third, I mean, it just feels like I'm banging my head on it. I could guess. You know what? I'm going to gamble on myself. I'll run one last investigation. I'm going to burn my inspiration for advantage on this stone cunning, and that's what it's going to be.
All right, roll me an encounter die.
This is what it's got to be.
As you take half an hour within this elevator shaft, go ahead and roll me a third stone cutting at advantage. The 28, you peer up and down the walls of the shaft here. Smooth, intact stone, all that you find.
Fair enough. I know. So he came through those other doors. I am not going to go that way. I am not going to get trap sprung on me. I ran it. Feel good about it. We're going to go up and deal with Strahd. That's what I got to do.
Very good. As you ascend here, once again back into the landing, the ornate rug, the glowering portrait, you can also see that there is an exit directly to your west. A single ornate rosewood door.
Okay. I'm going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to avoid that rug because you've got me twice with some bullshit ass rugs in the forge. I'm never stepping on carpet again. And I'm going to step towards the door.
Very good. Yeah, you're directly in front of it already.
I will. Fuck, this is awful. I'm gonna open the door.
Very good. As you open the door, immediately, 1 second, maybe not so immediately as I search through my notes. Immediately, the first thing you notice is the ornate nature of the room. Lanterns hanging by chains from beams casting a dim glow, the curved western wall fitted with windows of leaded glass and steel lattice work, a bookcase sitting between the 2 doors on the eastern wall. You can see plush, overstuffed chairs and couches, the fabric faded with age, not nearly as resplendent as the furniture that you had seen downstairs, the patterns nearly gone. Lounging on one couch is a very handsome young man whose attire, while elegant, is very worn and faded. He appears to be leafing through a book as a glass of something too dark to be wine threatens to slip from his hand. Yet, as the door opens, immediately he casts his eye toward you with a hopeful expression, saying, "Ah, master, I was not expecting you. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with your face. Are you a guest of the master's?" He looks at you with great suspicion.
Um, I will stretch the truth here and say that I am a invited consort of the masters, lost in a new castle.
Ooh, make me a deception check with advantage because you hit on something here that has been very much on his mind. You got very lucky with your choice of lie. With the 21, that hopeful expression that was on his face, very briefly, replaced by confusion, is replaced by a mingled expression of rage and despair. He looks at you and says, "Ah, is that it then? Is that how I'm to be turned out? I suppose Lord von Zarovich is tired of his plaything and seeks a new one. I at least thought that he'd have the courtesy to tell me himself.
No, he isn't. Uh, no, I'm new here, so I would assume he doesn't tire of you if a freshly invited guest was sent to your location.
Make one more deception check at at advantage. With the 22, that pouting expression is replaced by one of interest. And he says, "Indeed. Did the master tell you for what purpose?"
I have been invited here. What would be a semi-passable lie?
Keep in mind, he's asking for the purpose that you've been sent to his room.
Oh. I have an interesting way to spin this. The storm outside has been battering the doors and windows open.
It has.
My expertise in stonework is to make sure that your room is safe until this storm passes.
He looks
and
at
then
you, hopefully,
pull out
and says,
some...
"You're very well armed for a mason. But you said you were sent here to ensure my safety. I suppose he does care, then. Well, by all means, I shan't disturb you in your work, as lowly as it is." He says, come in, if an invitation is required. So he's gonna incite you.
Yeah. I'm going to thank him for his invitation and then enter the room. Praying that the silver in my skin is close enough to a vampire's pallid qualities.
Make a deception check for me. Straight check here. Or a performance check would be more appropriate. But I think that's the same for you either way.
Same 4 for you.
With the 22 and the dim glow, it is hard to say whether your pallid features are those of undeath or those of the divine. Yet, he appears to take them for the prior, as he looks at you as a peer instead of prey. He says, "Well, if you have any need of creature comforts, you may of course make yourself at home. There is a bottle on the table. I've had no one to share with for quite some time."
I will thank him. I'm going to creatively use some talents to get out of this situation. I'm going to go to the window. Do the windows fold in or out?
The windows don't open. Again, they are leaded glass with latticed steel upon them.
Okay.
Built to guard against invasion. Or perhaps to imprison those within.
Alright, so they are flat out unopenable windows, which is good for me, I guess. So now I got a fake working on this fucking window. Fantastic. Let's roll a performance check. Take out my tools. Let me chip at some of this stone.
You don't have mason's tools on you, do you?
Smith's tools.
Alright. Roll me a performance check at disadvantage. I'll say the disadvantage is nullified by your knowledge of stone cunning, so give me a straight performance check.
I realized it was on the wrong character, but it's fine. We're missing anyways. We're sending it regardless.
With an
Spaced
8,
out.
you like awkwardly take out a smith's hammer and kind of like...
I was going to take coins of Barovia and charge them with magic coin and jam the window shut, so...
Alright, as you start jamming coins into like the edge of the window, I'm gonna have him make make an insight check with a
That
natural
one.
20. He looks at you and says, "This is a curious method of masonry. I admit not one that I have seen before. What precisely is the purpose of this endeavor?"
I needed to reinforce the window. It's a big castle. Bringing the tools up here, quite the pack, as you can see. Um, Not all of the people walking the halls can just be these empty suits. I need to go get something more efficient to seal these windows off with this gust blowing in. For right now, I'm leveraging, a
More
couple of
efficient
the
than platinum. Yes.
more efficient than the platinum that I have here. Um, yeah.
Make me a deception check at disadvantage. Oh, this started out so promisingly.
I was doing so good, and then once I was kind of, oh man, where are we at? You said performance check at disadvantage.
Deception at disadvantage this
Is
time.
it, yeah. 15's
15's
not
not
awful.
bad. Let's see. He's gonna roll an insight check, which I'll let you know it's not his best score. With a 9, he looks at you and says, "Very well. In that case, make your rounds, gather your tools, but please, do knock before you enter again."
I will kindly apologize. In this room, I can kind of see, I think, another door across this way.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask him, is that is that your room on the other side?
He looks
We'll
at
ask
you
him that.
and says, "Yes, for the time being, at least. My private
Well,
quarters."
I will ask him, do you have any issues with draft in that room?
Roll a percentile die. With an 81, he looks at you and says, "Yes, in fact, it grows rather cold during the evenings, especially when one is bereft of company."
Damn it. Uh, God, I just want to. This is where I want to brawl him and just grab him and yeet him out the fucking window.
I mean, is there anything stopping you?
I'm Oath of Vengeance Paladin. He hasn't done anything particularly mean to me. So theoretically, the ideals I carry. You know what I mean? He's melancholy. He's not an asshole.
Sounds like a tortoise shell on the back. What would you like to do?
I want to back out the room quietly and be like, okay, here we go. You're good. And just pray he's not the other direction. You know what I mean? I want to, that spiral staircase right there, I want to take whatever direction it is as quickly as I can. Just go, fuck that.
Up and down. Or, no, sorry, this one's up. That's a double set.
Up doesn't seem any better at this point.
Are there any good options in here? I think you just pick one and you deal with what comes.
Yeah, fuck it. There's gonna be half level. I went up like 30 feet. I'll go down one.
All right, give me a
second. That is a princess in a tower situation, and I am backed in a corner.
If ever there was one. Okay, 21.
I really was. I was about to just fucking grab by the shoulders and just go, "Hate you mean it," but I don't have. I want to have a reason. I got to play the characters as they're supposed to be played.
No, that's fair. So, as you descend this empty tower shell without banisters upon its side, you can see iron sconces holding flickering torches. As you travel, a chill gust of wind rises from the crypts, almost killing the heat of the torches even as you pass them. Go ahead and roll me a d12 and a d8. Very Very
I don't know
good.
what that means.
Give me a d6.
Oh.
What's your result there? 4. As you begin to descend the stairs here, suddenly, reaching out from the guthering darkness that is defiant of the torchlight, you see the clawed hands of shadowy creatures. Well, do you? Roll a perception check for me.
5.
You do not see them until they are upon you, Adriel. You are surprised. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Here you are.
There you go.
Decent initiative here. Adriel, the first shadow reaches out toward you, an 8 missing as its ethereal claws scrape against your magical armor. You regain your reaction here, and the rest of the shadows continue their assault, all of these at advantage thanks to the stealth. 21, 9, and 6 to hit. I think all of those just managed to miss.
All just miss.
Very good. That's going to bring us back to you here, Adriel. Or, sorry, no, it's not. It's going to be one more round of attacks as the creature first uses a bonus action to attempt to hide from you, beating your passive perception, and still missing the attack with advantage as you defend yourself admirably. What would you like to do?
I got to start hitting these things. Yeah, I got to start swinging. So I think we'll just start attacking them one by one. The one straight in front of me.
Roll the hit. That's a hit.
So we'll adjudicate this first.
10 points, nearly bisecting the creature, yet it continues to writhe toward you. Another strike like that will be the end of it.
Theoretical question. Baldur's Gate has me confused. It lets me go action, bonus action, action. So I could halved here.
Yep.
And then
another hit. And the creature is vanquished.
I am going to hope that I can move this direction one.
You can. Let's see. These creatures
and
should
without
be on top
proccing
of
the
you.
attack. Okay, that's what I didn't know. They were out far enough. I don't really. I could swing at them either way.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know if moving moved me.
They should actually all be within 5 feet of you here, given that
cool.
they attacked you.
Have I ever seen shadow? I guess shadows can fly. I guess shadows don't really fall.
They're incorporeal, so that you know, like grapple.
No damage. Yeah,
not gonna do anything for you.
Cool. So the one over here, the one next to me, we will. And that one's a miss.
Yes.
And I've used my bonus action, so
that's your turn. Very good.
That's my turn.
3 remaining shadows continuing their assault upon you. 3 attempts to hide here. Whoops. 3 successes as they attack with advantage. The 22 and the 23 finally managing to bite through your armor as the claws scrape your neck. Thanks to your belt of giant strength, your strength score cannot be reduced. The 3 points it would have been. And thanks to your celestial heritage, the damage on the necrotic is also halved. So that's going to be a total of 7 points of damage to you here. Ravenloft claims its first drop of blood from you. Back to you, Adriel.
Unacceptable. All right, let's get back to swinging. Incorporeal things are less fun when you're this strong.
That's a hit.
Not dead?
Yeah, not dead. Minimum damage yet again. Another hit. And another vanquished shadow.
All right, and then the last swing.
15, nearly destroying the creature, yet just a little bit of its flickering darkness still scratching out at you.
And I will end my turn there.
Good turn. That's going to bring us to our 2 shadows. Same modus operandi here. 2 successes.
That.
And 1 hit. Another 5 points of necrotic damage here.
Don't love it. We're living with it. We're vibing.
Back to you. A hit. I assume on the healthy one, or
Yeah, actually, that's a really good call.
16 points is precisely what you need. A glittering blade bisects the shadow and it vanishes. Another
Probably
hit
finishes that one off.
absolutely does, and with that, we're out of initiative.
Oof.
Adriel, as you gaze upon the tower shell before you, you can see exits. You can see the dim, stormy light of lightning crashing, illuminating battlements in either direction. However, you can see that the tower shell has a westward opening as well that appears to continue inward, and also the stairs continue downward.
I'm going to head this direction. I am not going to go onto that battlement. I will keep going. Ooh. Do I want to go out there? Do I want to go out there? Do I want to go out there? This looks like it's still internal. I'm going to go into this room. With a lot of little...
Real quick, before you exit, as you cross through that area, make me a perception check.
Oh, I love this so much. Huh.
Very good. Nothing but the crackling of lightning around you illuminates your passage. So, as you press your way in, you can immediately see door to the south. And as you look westward, you can see dark alcoves that line the long hall. The ceiling has fallen here, leaving rubble strewn across the floor, drops of rain crashing through. Overhead, you can see the beams of Ravenloft's roof are exposed, lightning from the dark clouds sporadically illuminating the hall, lighting the faces of the life-sized human statues in the alcoves. Each visage is frozen in terror.
Okay. I will walk into the set of the first two of them. Oh, here we go. We're gonna hold our breath. You know what? I'm gonna right here. Can I? This is gonna be a divine sense moment. Before I walk down this hallway and get attacked by a gaggle of vampires or whatever this is about to be. Can we figure out how dangerous this is?
As you use your divine sense, you do register something pertinent here. There is the faintest aura of consecration emanating from each one of these statues. A very faint aura of undeath as well. Go ahead and make me a religion check with advantage. With a 19, as you look at the statues, a dawning sense of dread begins to steal over you as you consider that perhaps, well, a spirit can be bound to flesh. It certainly could be bound to stone as well. You wonder whether these are guardians or prisoners.
Terrible.
But you do sense the faintest bit of spiritual consciousness, of incorporeal undead presence within each of the statues.
All right, I'm going to approach this first statue then. Is there any kind of marker or plate or announcement of who this person is?
There is not, yet as you gaze upon the features of the statues more closely, they all bear a familial resemblance to the master of the castle whose portrait you have seen.
I don't have a talk with dead. Um, hold on. That nope, gentle riposte. That has nothing to do with it. All right. This is gonna sound dumb, but I'm almost going to pray to Ilmater for the knowledge of, like, if I destroyed these statues, would it free these spirits?
Make a religion check. With an 8, you consider the possibility of releasing these creatures from their torment. That is certainly one option. Yet, you know that your deity emphasizes less destruction and more often compassion.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna yeet it then. They're in here and they seem like they're suffering. Can I grab the hand of this first one and just give it a point of lay on hands?
As you touch the hand, as the spark of magic flows through into the regal form of this ancient baron in front of you, immediately you begin to hear a voice inside of your mind saying, "Hero, conqueror, are you the one who has come to cleanse my sullied bloodline?"
I will nod in agreement and answer, that is the task of why I'm here.
The devil Strahd must die. And if there is any way that mine and my kin may aid you in that task, you need only ask, and we shall answer if it is within our knowledge. Effectively, you may ask one question of each of these statues, pertaining either to Strahd von Zarovich or to Ravenloft Castle itself. And they will answer truly, if they can. Very wisely done. That's a difficult boon to discover. Go ahead and take inspiration.
That's another forge lesson. The statues, and then from there to Tomoa-chan. Statues can come to life at any time. Sometimes they do kung fu, and then put you to sleep for 1,000 years. Does a weakness for Strahd exist in this castle?
The heart of sorrow, at its highest peak, the tallest spire.
All right, so one by one. I gotta go to this one.
One thing I might advise you is all of these resources don't need to be expended in this moment. If you further explore Ravenloft and then find need to ask perhaps more informed questions, you could always come back here as well.
Yep, which is why I'm going to ask 3 questions and then I'm pocketing the rest. I'm just gonna put these statues on my back and care. No, I'm not. Just leave them here. But
I mean, you have the strength to do it. So
3. So this one I'm going to ask: is Strahd at the highest peak of this castle?
Ghostly, a woman with a very pale expression. He wanders his dominion as he pleases, yet he spends much of his time contemplating the engine within the height of this place, or mourning his slain kin within the crypts.
Cool, he paces back and forth. That was spooky. Heart in the top, He moves around. I'll ask the third one. Here's the goblin question that I'm looking for. Where is the true treasure that Strahd protects of Ravenloft Castle?
Treasures. Treasures many. This one the hunched form of a crone-like woman, though dressed in regal finery. The true treasury. 1 second. I need to actually look that up. The true treasury within the rooms of weeping. However, the treasures kept within the crypt are worth more power than coin could buy. And even beyond these, 3 treasures, which may be his downfall, has he hidden within this castle.
All right. That wasn't super helpful, but it was knowledgeable. Okay, that's my 3. I need to hold myself to that. The top's got the heart. He wanders back and forth, so I could catch smoke at either place. And there are 3 treasures. One in the rooms of weeping. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to hope it's the floor I'm on. But there's 3, and I've only found 1, and I know one's in the basement. This one question thing is a pain in my ass because I want to clarify, is it the one behind the fireplace? But that wastes another question. Fuck it. Fuck it. This is victory or nothing. Strahd's got to die. I'm getting the treasure. This is what's happening. I'll ask the 4th one, and I will stop because it's, 10? So that's less than half. I'll ask the 4th.
What are you asking?
I gotta think of how to word this directly because they're gonna play games a little bit, and I gotta get closer. It's a good way to ask this. Besides the crypts, are both of Strahd's treasures on this floor? Treasuries on this floor.
One sec. One more time. Are both his treasuries on this floor?
Yeah, besides
Yes.
the crypt.
Yes, indeed they are. And both are concealed. One false and one true.
Okay, so then I gotta search the rest of this floor because I've clearly missed it somewhere. I've been all the way back through the center. I went up, nothing. So I gotta keep searching rooms.
You fucking flew right to the floor with the treasury on it. Then beeline
And I can't
right
find
to the
it.
boon that could help you find it. That's fucking wild. No, you're already speed running this. You're doing great in terms of progress. Like that's wild though.
I mean, we're an hour and a half in. I'm on the floor. I just can't find it. So I gotta keep searching. Ugh.
Where to now?
All right, I'm gonna. I don't want to go down. Straight ahead, I see stairway in the dark vision. Adriel walked past this, so I'm going to come down to this door, and I will
Revealing
open this
familiar
door.
looking chamber before you.
God, fuck, this place is going to be in my nightmares. I don't understand. Okay.
Just be thorough. There can only be so many rooms on this floor, right?
Yeah. How have I missed? I was behind the fireplace, fake treasury, spider room, like fireplacey vertical room. Okay, so it can't be that way. So I gotta go this way, south.
Very good. As you move to the south here, give me a second to check my notes. Dust assaults your lungs. Sweet yet pungent decay fills the room, in the center of which is a long oaken table. There's a blanket of dust covering the tabletop and the china and the silverware. In the center of the table is a very large tiered cake leaning precariously to one side. White frosting turned green with age. Cobwebs hang like dusty lace up and down every side of it, and a single doll figure of a well-dressed woman adorns its crest. Suspended above is a web-shrouded chandelier of forged iron, an arched window in the south wall draped with heavy curtains, and resting in a wooden stand by the window is a dusty lute. Standing quietly in the southwest corner is a tall harp, shrouded in cobwebs.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go in the room. Rotten cake's bad. Well, I'm gonna come over here, probably near the harp, and I'm gonna perception check the. I mean, you said it's green, so it's moldy, so it's been and covered in dust. We're years
For
the last
a
time
good
this
minute,
room
yep.
has not seen anything. I'll perception check the room to kind of see maybe. If there's anything that seems like wildly out of place.
Give me a perception check.
The other thing I want to look for is the harp. Does the harp have some kind of magic? And when I say magic, you know how like magic things tend to not collect a ton of dust or gross? I want to see if the harp in this room
check with advantage as you say that.
When the harp in this room has, I mean, it's got wood. It would age. It would warp.
Performance, we'll take the first die. So 10 and the 7 here. With a 10, nothing stands out to you about the harp. However, as you glance about the room, you do notice that there is also a small figurine of a groom. You recognize him to be Strad von Zarovich, that has been cast upon the floor beneath the table. Additionally, though you notice nothing out of place about the harp, the lute does seem to have that characteristic quality that you described. Its wood not cracked or aged or moldered at all. In fact, a resplendent example of the instrument.
I do not have proficiency in being a loutist. Oh.
What would you like to do?
Can I replace? No, that it seems risky. That seems anti-win scenario. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do the anti-win scenario one time. Let's pick up the groom and put him back on the cake.
Very good. Place the groom back upon the cake. The two figures seem very well matched. What next?
Oh my god. That made me want to poop myself. Magic loot's great. I have no skill in it, so I'm just gonna drum it once, just for the purpose to feel like the magic's existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a
As you
big
pick it
loop.
up, you feel it warm within your hands. The call of attunement clear from within this magical item.
That's very cool. Brawl would eat it. Brawl would put it in his bag and keep going. Brawl's a savage. We're doing Brawl shit today. Pack your shit. We're going brawling. Okay. Can I? How big is it?
So it's size of loot. I mean, you could strap it across your back or to your backpack without too much difficulty.
I'll strap it to my backpack,
Very good.
and I'm that may be a weapon later. I'm gonna go to this door and give it a second to see if I can hear anything.
Make a perception check as you do so.
Fuck, Ben. 21.
Still is the grave beyond the chamber, yet you notice something. Something unseeable is ripping chunks out of that moldering cake, crumbling it in invisible fists, and letting it fall to the floor. What do you do?
That makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna open the door, walk through it, and shut that fucking door. Well, you know what? This might be a mistake. Wait. No, I'm not. Momentary question from player to player. What are the odds that Brawl would grab that cake and throw it at whatever invisible thing is throwing hands on it to make it visible?
Brawl would tell whatever's hidden to present itself, or he will teach it a truer tyranny than any of can be found in any of the hells.
I don't know. I need that level of violence in my life right now. It feels performative. If it could have had me, it would have had me. So I'll go into the next room. I'll go into that next room.
Very well. As you open the door beyond, you can see what appears to be the bathhouse. You can see red satin curtains hanging in archways on either end of the wall here. And you can see a tub perfectly full of bright crimson blood. Clawed feet, naturally.
Do I smell iron in the room?
You do not, in fact, as you ask that question. The blood is visible, yet there's none of its heavy, pungent scent in the air.
Bro, this is the world's worst haunted house.
It's
One star. One star would not recommend. Do not buy admittance to this place.
You can put your hands on the actors in this place, though.
Because they are definitely about to touch me. I am aware. So it's weird that it doesn't smell like blood. It's a bathhouse. I don't know. I want to stir the water up. But I need to roll a perception check in the room to see if there's any hidden doors or windows.
Go for it. With a 13, you see nothing but the obvious exits. To the north, and the two satin curtains which partition the wall to the south.
I'm going to have to go through the partitions.
Do you do so?
Yeah, over here I think is what it is, yeah.
Very good. As you scan the area, you can see the walls here are lined with iron hooks, upon which hang black capes and formal wear. You can see two arched windows in the south, covered by heavy curtains.
I gotta investigate in here just the same. I gotta find. It's on this floor. Oh yeah, eat it.
22. You discover nothing within the room but formal wear. However, within one of the pockets of the suits is a silver ring depicting the crest of a raven.
That's not ideal. I will pocket the ring. I'm not putting it on. I've seen what happens when people put on rings for a while.
Yeah, go ahead and add the Instrument of the Bard's DOS lute to your inventory, and also the Ravenloft Crest silver ring.
Ravenloft Crest. So I've rolled 2 nat 20s for perception, 1 in the portal up and 1 over here. Definitely cannot be off of those 2 rooms.
Sometimes there's nothing to find.
Told me there's 2 treasures on this floor.
Mm-hmm. There must be somewhere
Ben
else.
humming. Fuck. All right, back out of this room. We'll go straight through the double doors here.
Make an intelligence check.
Don't love that.
With an 18, basic geometry would tell you that that leads back into the room with the young lady, given where the library is located.
All right, so then I'm going this way. Back in here. So I had to miss something behind the fireplace.
Perhaps
I'll
the
go
master's
back.
manservant was not there without purpose. Give me a sec to grab some water.
Oh, it's got to be.
We back.
All right. So mental math says I've walked around almost all of the upper military barricades.
Mm-hmm.
And I've walked almost all the inside. So I've got it's in that, like you said, it's maybe he wasn't there for no reason. I got to go back into this secret hallway, which is through this fireplace. And then I don't know which room this is, but
This
I
is
think
the false treasury, or the one you
False-
assumed. Well, false treasury. You're convinced of that at this point.
There's no way that can be real. Maybe it is. So we'll go into the room with the dude and the spiders.
You can see several small spiders have begun gnawing at him already, cocooning him in silk.
I went straight through. Where did I go through these doors?
Nope.
Or did I go down here?
You went to the south. And that's where you did your 30 minutes of stone cutting investigations.
I hate it. Dude! Dude!
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go through the doors? It better not be behind these fucking doors, Ben.
You see before you, not glittering gold. You hear the sound of rain and thunder outside, the air cold and damp, veils and curtains of webbing fill the room, making it hard to gauge its width and its depth. There's a single narrow path that leads to the dark center of the room where a rope dangles from high above.
It's the same shit. Oh my god.
It's almost like Ravenloft is meant to be a challenge. For a party of 5 people your level.
Look, man, if old boy in the other room wouldn't have been such a pussy. No, the worst wisdom rolls I've ever seen an NPC roll. Those were just atrocious.
He's got a +0.
Lucky.
He's got +0. He's a fop.
I thought, dude. Well, I guess he's more a munch at this point. I'm gonna do the same thing I always do, Pinky. Try to perception the room.
Give me a perception.
Let me roll
check.
the D.
As you quickly scan it.
Come on. Fuck!
With a 9, you see nothing but the thick and obscuring cobwebs.
Alright.
And of course, the rope in front of you.
That I'm going to hang myself with. There's way too many spider webs in here. I'm going to burn the thing I don't want to burn. I'm going to burn inspiration to roll the perception a second time and then deal with the combat of 1,000 spiders that will inevitably paralyze me.
So it would be investigation at this point, as your perception has revealed nothing to you. If you would like to spend a few minutes here, 10 minutes specifically, give me that encounter die and then the advantage roll.
All right, I'm going to roll that. I'm not going to give you advantage on the encounter die. All right, come on, investigation. This is where we need you. This is where we need you. Jesus Christ.
You spend 10 minutes entangling and disentangling yourself from the thick webbing in the room. You perceive nothing.
You know what I'm doing. You just know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not climbing that rope. That's a D20. That's a D12.
Is that another investigation check? On the
How?
D20? Wait, hold up. What was the D20?
The D20 was supposed to be the investigation check, but I pressed the wrong thing because I was just angry.
That's fine. We'll take that. That's fine. That's a natural 20, or not a natural 20, but it's an unmodified 17 with a +1 for an 18.
Yeah.
The D12, revealing no further encounters. Ravenloft is quiet this night. It appears that beyond Rahadin, perhaps it has been assumed that your presence was taken care of. With the 17, you spend many long minutes investigating the room, scouring away the cobwebs, and as the last bit of webbing disappears, it reveals, yet again, to the north, a small brick of masonry that appears as though it should act as a switch.
Why not alert every spider to my presence? Let's go ahead and press that switch.
As you press the switch, the wall before you begins to grind open, revealing an octagonal vault free of dust and cobweb, a domed ceiling 40 feet above, painted black and sparkling with a display of stars and unfamiliar constellations. Barely contained within the vault is a square tower, 20 feet on a side, 30 feet high, constructed of pure adamantine, arrow slits on all sides, and a battlemented roof. You can see from within the arrow slits a glittering hoard of gold.
And I'm gonna guess that when I go to open this door, I'm gonna get it handed to me.
Who knows?
And not the treasure. I mean my own ass. Is there even a door around this glittering tower?
You can see that there is a gated entrance to the vault on the north side. The glittering tower... Oh, wait, let me double check some dimensions, make sure I'm not misreading this map. No, I'm sorry. The adamantine tower, no visible entrance from where you currently are. you're working off your night. Well, actually, make a new one. Make me a new religion check. With an 18, you remember that vampires traditionally are capable of casting the gaseous form spell at will.
Cool.
You can say,
I've got one option here, and it is the Deus Ex flying and attempt to fly to the top and see if there is like it's a tower. If it's not touching the ceiling, is there a stairway in it from the top?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
The room is 40 feet high. The tower is 30. So you take the room.
I can squeeze it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to go up to the top.
Very good. As you ascend, you do indeed find a trapdoor, a hatch upon the top. Go ahead and make me a history check. Pretty high DC here. I'm going to set this at the DC 18.
Take that 11, son.
Very fair. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try to yank the trapdoor.
As you pull the trapdoor,
as feebly as I can.
Double checking something. As you go to open the trapdoor, it stands strong against you. You pull, you yank, even with your giant's might, it does not budge.
The one So here is the problem that I have an innate fear about.
Mm-hmm.
I can get in. I cannot get out for a day. I don't think that would deter Brawl. Brawl would sleep on coins.
I'll tell you something. Brawl would not sleep on the coins unless Strahd had been dealt with. Because knowing what he knows about vampires and their ability to move in and out and their ability to regenerate, all of which you would know with your very successful religion checks, he would say that that is a hit and run battle that the master of the castle could take at his leisure. Or any vampire, really.
Okay. I will. I'm going to take a short rest, probably to regenerate. Because next is, I got to go find Strahd. Which, I have an idea of where he is. I just don't know how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go to the bottom floor. And then I got to go down, I assume. If there is a down from the bottom floor.
You have more questions available to you as well.
Yep, so I need to go back to them. Ask how to get to the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then just run fake. It's an Ben, why is there an adamantine tower in a tower? I've seen Inception.
Make me an Arcana check. It's the last intelligence check I'll give you on it. With a 16. You have heard stories before. Ancient dwarven artifice. Mobile fortresses that could spring up or return to the size of a chess piece at a single command word.
This is not Liamon's tiny fucking hut.
This is Daemon's instant fortress.
Of course, there's a dwarf version. This is majestic. This is awesome, which means there's going to be only one way in and out, and that's with that sucker's corpse.
Now,
all right.
It is possible that you could batter your way through the adamantine. Someone with strength such as yourself and magic such as yourself. Possible. Yet the noise that it would produce would be prodigious, even if you were to seal the door. And it might cause permanent damage to the magical item before you. However, the horde within glitters with promise.
Battering it, isn't it? Battering the vampire who has the access to it is more applicable to this situation. All right. Well, I'll go back to the statues and ask some questions.
Very good. Roll me a d12 as you backtrack. Very good. The castle is quiet this evening as you return to the Hall of the Statues.
So that's the first floor. So the first one.
A timid-looking child dressed in regal robes.
If I wanted to get to the... What would they be here? If it's a castle, is it dungeon? Is it catacombs? What would it be? Crypt. Crypt, it's vampires. If I wanted to get to the crypt the fastest, what's the best way to go?
Give me a second to check that. Oh my god, this place is a fucking maze.
I guess I could qualify that question since I have the broom and I could fly down. What would be the best way to get there from the first floor?
Oh my god, one sec.
So instead of you looking through how many ever maps are between us and it,
I'm trying.
The,
I'm trying. One
first...
sec. Oh, this place is a maze. To descend to the crypt, you would first have to ascend through the larders of ill omen. Many of the stairways there will take you down.
Up is down. Okay. Which means I was up in the right area, potentially. No, I bet that's just a spire. I bet there's higher than the spires. Okay. All right. I've asked if he has a weakness. It is this heart. I've asked where the things are. We found them. The person across from the boy, I will ask, does Strahd travel the castle alone, or does he have someone with him at all times?
A matronly-looking woman says, "He was always a solitary creature, even in life. I do not think that he enjoys company anymore since his demise."
Awesome. There's got to be a question that I'm just not thinking of. Can I ask a dumb vampire question to one of these people?
Sure. We got 4 left.
Does Strahd rest in a coffin during daytime?
He seeks his sleep within the crypt, both to rejuvenate and to mourn. Sorry, quick revise. Larders of Ill Omen, he'll let you know, could also be accessed from the first floor.
Okay. Yes. It's not a maze. It's okay.
It's a maze. It's so much a maze that your DM's confused.
Here's the thing. I've got a broom that's gonna give you to the first floor, but it's gonna be. My problem is it's gonna be a lair fight, and I don't love that. So I've got to try to find a way. The heart. Okay. And it's in the tower. Okay. So I need to find... I will ask... I have what? 3 more? 3 more.
4.
4 more. So I'll ask this one. What floor is the heart on?
At the tallest spire, the highest point within Ravenloft. You need only climb the central stairs.
Climb the central stairs. Okay. We will do that. And I probably am going to save these last 3. I cannot think of more. He rests in the crypt. He is solitary. So fucking with him is going to be doing that. So it sounds like I just need to take these stairs over here to the top. Unfortunately. So we're going to the top. No threatening necessary. It sounds like we're going up.
Very good. Where to?
I'm going up to try to find that heart. If this is an item that I can carry, this will be fantastic.
Crawl as you wish. Where to?
We're going to go out. And we're going to go up.
Very good. As you begin to ascend, it's as though your footsteps upon the stair as you rise and rise. It's almost as though they awaken some ancient creature. The tower itself begins to shudder and pitch wildly as a dim glow from above becomes evident, dull, pulsing. You see now the full immensity of the tower, the spiral staircase circling up to its full height. 60 foot wide at its base, it becomes narrower as it climbs. And at the pinnacle of the hollow tower, an enormous crystal heart pulsates with red light. And above the heart, the stairs continue upwards.
I'll keep going up the stairs. I gotta get close to that. What did you call it? Pulsating crystal?
Mm-hmm.
His heart's a giant crystal. Oh, okay,
knows?
let's go towards the giant pulsating red light. This has never cost anybody their life. I'm going towards it. You know what? Fuck it. If it's a giant heart, I'm just gonna punch it.
Spoken like Brawl.
We gotta do it's victory, and this is a giant glowing heart. So
Tyrant Flame makes short work of everything. So, one sec. Very good. As you ascend the steps here, Adriel, the dull pulsating glow becomes almost maddening. The sheer intensity, yet like a moth drawn to the flame, you cannot help but move your feet in front of the other, your footsteps ringing loudly upon the stone.
fuck.
As you approach, you can see a number of things. Lining the walls of this chamber, glistening halberds ensconced upon the wall. Yet, most evident beyond the twisted anatomical heart's crooked veins, you can see reflected within each one of its glass facets the pale and mournful face of Strahd von Zarovich. Every inch the ruler of this land. His posture pure power, his movements pure grace, as he looks with curiosity upon the artifact before him, not the heart, but the blade within his hand. It almost seems to singe him to touch it. Its hilt of pure gold. Its long blade, if you can call it that, a beam of pure radiance, dancing within his grip as though forged from sunlight itself. As he turns the blade over in his hand, studying it, his attention appears to be elsewhere. Make me a stealth check, at disadvantage thanks to your heavy armor. His perception is also at disadvantage currently.
Yeah.
With a 4, as you rise, it is not the sound, but it is the shadows projected from the heart's dull pulsation which draw his attention to you. He does not shift his head quickly, but instead turns it serenely in your direction. Ah, I had not been expecting company this evening. He stands up, looking in your direction, the blade hanging lackly at his side. Well, what brings you here? Have you come to slay the Devil's Strahd, or perhaps beg a boon of the Master of Barovia? He looks idly around the room. Or perhaps, like others before you, you have simply come for a clean death.
Oh, okay. I need to be strategic here. I need to get as quick and as close to him as I can.
It's about to be
as
hot.
close-
This is about to be hot.
'Cause I need to close this distance quick. This is a large distance. He wants to talk though, and he's gonna bloviate because he is still
This is the big bad evil guy.
big bad evil guy. So I need to. Oh nope, I got it. Yep. I have been traveling the lands trying to find someone who may have information on a dampier problem that seems to plague many lands.
Make a persuasion check. With an 18, he cocks his head toward you with curiosity. The first expression that has pierced through the idle and bored one that he wore before. He says, "Huh. Lesser spawn of lesser gods. Yet, troubled by Dampier, you would seek out a true vampire. Have you heard the old adage about the lady that swallowed the fly?"
No, I have not.
Perhaps it is for the best. I do not think
What?
wisdom would have been your guide for you to trespass into this place. Yet, your audacity amuses me. I will grant you 3 questions and a swift exit.
While I'm asking these questions, am I allowed to traverse the stairway?
You could try. I'll tell you
I'll
that
traverse-
would be a performance check.
I will performance check. We'll try that. Not a great one.
He's going to insight
Um,
you.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely nail me there. He's a big bad guy.
Actually, you'd be surprised his insight is not fantastic. He's very megalomaniacal.
Wow.
Yeah, he has no insight bonus. He just has his innate wisdom bonus.
Awesome.
As absorbed in his own curiosity, he beckons you. Approach. I wish to gaze upon your features. They are not those of a man.
I will walk the stairs. understanding what I'm looking at, but approaching him, trying to be the least cautious looking possible. The closer I am to combat, I'm sure the closer he will be to just happily disappear. Um, but walking towards him, knowing that I have 3 questions, I will ask the first question that I have. A Dampier assassin family by the name Kilkoff has taken it upon themselves to constantly ruin my life. They have driven me to madness, to throw away almost every tenant I hold dear. So instead of piddling with half-fanged peasants, I figured I would come to the king. Have you heard of this family?
He's going to make a history check with disadvantage, as he is not a native of the Forgotten Realms. With an 8, he says, "They must be of little import. The name has never crossed my ears."
Where I am from, in the Forgotten Realms, or in Faerun, they run a rather large, industrious group of assassins. They have, however, a certain megalomania about them that consistently causes issue, but enough skill to cause problem. I find very little knowledge about Dampier across the realms, and I figured if I were to dispose of what I assume you'll call a half-breed, how would you make sure that they never come back?
He looks at you with a smirking expression and says, "A stake to the heart, a head stuffed full of garlic, bound in a sack and dumped in a river. You will find that these methods, as well as any that would depart a mortal from their life, would be effective. They are no more gods than you are, celestial, and they bleed just as easily."
And then my third question, what would be a good, I need a distracting, I mean, it's Strahd. What am I asking here that is really...
Let me get some water while you consider that. Sorry about the wait.
Oh, you're good.
I don't know if it was the pomegranate liqueur or if it was the salmon, but something violently disagreed with me.
You're fine. Next time I gotta walk my dog and feed her anyways. I think I'm going to do something dumb, and I don't know this is gonna work, but I figure I'm gonna try. I will position myself here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask Strahd. This is ignorance. You can stop me midway through if this is dumb.
Are you saying that to him or me?
To you being the DM. If is becoming a vampire as simple as being bitten?
It is not. If it were, there would be many more true vampires about this land. To be bitten converts one to spawn. Cursed existence, certainly, possessing all of the incapacities of true undeath, yet fewer of its benefits. For a vampire to come into their own right, their master must inject them with a drop of their own blood. And for a vampire to be freed from service, they must drink the blood of their master, willingly given.
I was about to do the most G shit in history.
I mean,
All
Brawl
right.
would have already suplexed him off of this in the middle of the question, like, just FYI.
Well, so my question here is because I was going to get close enough to test this, and when he says yes, I was going to grab him and jump off the side into the heart with both of us.
That's completely insane. I love it. Roll for initiative.
12. That's bad.
Real here.
I was literally going to suplex him into the heart. My whole response was,
"Oh, baby,
grab him and jump."
it's about to get interesting." Let's see.
Because
here.
that's all I had. Like when I'm up here, get into the center of the room with him, minimize the fuck shit.
Yeah, that'd be his opener. Certainly, he doesn't know that about you. All right. As the moment you begin to reach for Strahd, he begins to move backwards with such a supernatural grace that you would be amazed if his feet even touch the ground. As he does so, he begins to incant the words of some higher magic. And for a brief moment, you see his entire form shimmer as he laughs cruelly and says, "A pitiful ruse. It will be the demise of you." However, he does not realize that you have blind sight as he opens with greater invisibility, and he does provoke an attack of opportunity as he moves to climb the wall here with his spider climb.
Yeah.
That's a hit. You strike out, your eyes guided by celestial light, the blade biting deeply into his flesh. 18 points of slashing damage here. As the blade bites into him, he looks at you and says, "Pain. A forgotten memory. An old friend." That's his action. Let me double check. I don't think he has bonus actions, though. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Double checking. Yeah, he doesn't have a bonus action he wishes to take this turn. Now, Adriel, as he finishes moving beyond your radius, he disappears from your blind sight yet again. You do have the Relentless Avenger feature if you want to take half your movement as you go.
Which would be here.
Yes. Let me double check the distance he moved. Yeah, 20 feet there, and then 10 feet up with his movement speed. That is as far as he goes. You can still see him just within the radius of your blind sight there. And that's going to bring us to your turn. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If you fail to pin him to the wall in this round, this fight's going to get interesting.
I'm going to... So he's 10 feet up. So that poses a problem regardless. Right? So I can move the 10 feet. I'm still not in grapple range. Which is our problem here. I don't have a ton to pin him with. That is just not shit I have. I hilariously take that back. I just think he's going to be able to bust this. There's no way you accidentally gave me the most powerful things possible, and I'm going to break your game with a weapon that you made me by accident. I'm going to get your official emotional ruling early. The star metal bands.
You can try.
It's a DC 30 strength check for him to break them.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to hit him with a ranged attack. And then he has to try to break them.
Mm-hmm.
He could then theoretically gaseous form out of them, and we could do this dance around. Because that's the only other than grappling, that's the only like stop you from movement shit that I have. Because the hold person, he's gonna be real powerful on the hold person. And I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna have to try it. So the ranged attack is command word throw 60 feet of you. Proficiency dex with attack bonus equal to your proficiency plus your dex. So that is 2 plus 4. So it's plus 6 to the ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta try it. Well, missed. That one.
That is a miss. The bands of binding whistle through the air, clattering against the wall. As they spin with magic, Strahd leaps to the side, avoiding them. He looks at you and he says, "You think to bring restraints against me? There is no greater prison than all of Barovia." What next?
I already used a channel divinity today, right? So I can't use a second. So I can't channel divinity.
You go moving away. I can't hear you. One sec. Sorry, try again.
I don't have anything to pin him. I don't have anything else. So at this point, it is I am kind of fucked. I got to get away from the room that he's in and make him come out.
You still
That's gonna be
have a second attack and a bonus action.
sure, but I can't. He's too far away to hit.
You could try and literally grapple him. Or no, he's not too
What?
far away to hit. He's 10 feet in the air. You got the 10-foot reach weapon.
Oh yeah, I could swing my sword. I just couldn't grapple him. You said pinning him is important. I
meant in the sense that if you like don't fuck him up this round, not specifically grapple him.
That's why I was throwing the bands. I was like, if I gotta pin him, then that's what I gotta do. Yeah, I mean, I'll send the attack and the bonus attack.
Go for it. That's a hit.
I'm going to, in this turn, I'm gonna burn a 3rd level slot. If I hit him, I need to make it count for radiant damage.
28
Lowest
points.
it could be. And then the haft.
You said that was a 3rd level?
Yeah, that's a 3rd level.
He's undead, so that would be damage for a 2nd level you just rolled.
Oh, I didn't. So I got to roll. What is that? One more
D8, yep.
D8. So we'll roll another one of those.
Very
6,
nice.
17
points.
17 radiant damage. And then the bonus attack.
That's another hit.
I will burn my last 2nd level spell slot, leaving me only 1st and 1/3, and I will use that here. Better
Another
radiant.
32 points of damage. With those 2 strikes, you see that Strahd is bloodied. One sec.
Because he's about to fuck me up.
Possibly. Immediately you see that he is bloodied here, Adriel. Let me hear. Anything else on your turn?
That is unfortunately all I have to do.
You got it. Any movement?
At 10 feet, like I said, the thing I can do here is I could go the 5, 10, 15, 20 and move out around this corner and hide here until he moves towards me.
You got it.
Try to get him to enter my opportunity range.
That's going to bring us to his legendary action. Strahd, as you move away from him, backing up into the corner, beckoning for the next assault, looks at you bewildered as he says, "A bright light, yes, but we shall see how brief it is within these lands." He begins to move through the wall behind him as though it were purely illusionary, disappearing from your view. As that brings us to his turn. At the beginning of it, he is still within the aura of the Sunblade that he was interested in. That means he does not regenerate. He speaks a command word. Not one that you can hear, however, as there's a stone wall between you. And the blade vanishes, the true knight of Barovia falling over him as his sizzling wounds begin to close. Not this round, however. On his turn, having seen the inefficacy of his invisibility spell, he steps back through the wall. He holds his palm upright in a clawed gesture, bringing it to a fist as he incants the words of a spell, and you see one by one the halberds upon the wall begin to dance and shift and fly in your direction. Let me roll these in. I'm going to roll them as group initiative. 8 unloaded halberds. Well, more than 8, actually. It's 10. As Strahd then shifts back through the wall behind him, telling you to face the blades of Ravenloft. That's going to bring us to you, Adriel.
He couldn't have shifted far. There's no way this is a good idea. What is this? It's an action. So I could still attack once and I can still use the haft
To do what?
to dimension door through that wall into the room he's in.
Now, keep in mind, Dimension Door is a spell, so you wouldn't have a second attack.
Okay, yeah, so fuck, I don't want to do that. Okay. I will. What am I looking at here? The end of my motion is here. So I go 30 to here, and there's nothing there. That's just fantastic.
You stand upon a battlement as you can see the flickering rain, the crashing lightning, in the form of Strahd von Zarevich looking at you with hatred as he stands upon the outer shell of the tower.
I'm going to... burn my second level spell, motherfucker. I could have... That's fine.
Now, Brawl would be Misty Stepping here. That's all I'll say.
Well, so Misty Step is a second level spell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it.
You got a third level.
I do have a third level, but I also have Harness Divine Power.
Mm-hmm. Which takes an action, I believe, or a bonus action as well, I believe.
It does take a bonus action, but I get that spell slot back.
True.
You know what? Fuck it. You're right. I'll third level Misty Step to him.
Now, just to clarify this, he is standing on the outer ring of the tower, like horizontally. There
I'm
is 100
absolutely
plus feet of darkness below you, both.
Yeah, I hear you. And what I need to do is, so that was my thought. My thought was, if I pop my wings, I have to wait a turn. He heals. If I Misty Step and grapple him, he's either going to have to stay hanging on that wall, or he's going to have to make a choice. His action isn't next, so we're falling together.
What's it going to be, Adriel?
You know what the fuck it's going to be. We gamble in this house, Ben. We're going to third level Misty Step into his arms. You tell me what I need to roll for this ignorance, and I'm just sending it. We win. We win. If he starts healing and he goes back and forth through that wall, I'll never hit him, and this dance will go on forever.
Correct.
I can shatter that heart and figure out what it does, but it's not going to kill him. It's still going to wound him in some way. My shortest path to aggression is Misty Stepping into his motherfucking grill.
Now,
In the words of Marshawn Lynch, we run through his motherfucking face.
Now you're thinking like a Vengeance Paladin. The Misty Step. You vanish into the fogs of Barovia, wafting about the battlements of the castle. For a brief moment, he looks in confusion before your dim shadow begins to descend from above him. What do? You've got action left, and nothing, I'll tell you, but the beckoning darkness of the Pillar of Ravenloft below. Maximum fall damage.
I am 1000% what I want. In my head, how this works. I'm looking up at him, poof. I'm like Flash. I've taken a step off a roof, taken a step off the side. I'm going to jump, and with that last step, grab him and jump away from the wall.
Make me an athletics check. You attempt to grapple Strahd von Zarevich off the walls of Ravenloft.
Does Bless count on that?
It does not. But
Okay.
I will tell you that with his +4 bonus, and his +4 bonus on both strength and dexterity, and no additional bonuses on athletics or acrobatics, he cannot resist that grapple. As you descend, either like an avenging or a fallen angel, a streak of light through the darkness slamming into him from above, you are both carried off the sides of the castle. Like Gandalf falling through water and through fire, you descend, biting and hacking at one another. You have just enough time for your second attack before the both of you reach the ground.
Second attack before we reach the ground.
Both
So I need to make sure he's below me. But I have nothing else. I could hit him once on the way down. Yes,
Yep.
that's what you're saying. I can hit him once on the way down. He's gonna get a chance to hit me, and that's gonna be it.
No, he's not going to get the chance to hit you because this fall is going to be adjudicated at the end of your turn.
Oh,
If either of you live, then it's another question.
can I hit him hard enough to dislodge my grip?
That would probably be best done with.
Because no, I already used a bonus action to pop my wings. It is what it is. Let's just. How do I hit him as hard as I can? It is because I couldn't hit him with a sword. It's a two-hand, right?
If you release the grapple, you can hit him. You're both falling. You leapt away from the wall. There's nothing to hold on to.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna fruit ninja this guy midair. Adriel jumping off, grabbing him, kind of in that twist. Centrifugal force to kind of whip him towards the ground, and I'm going to chase him with the two-hand sword behind it. So you're going to see coming off this wall is going to be that whip, and then the sparks of Eclipse like a lightning bolt through the rain, trying to accelerate his descent. That's what I'm going to do.
Roll the hit. 22 hits. Now,
I have no third levels. I have no second levels.
Before you roll damage here, Adriel, I'm going to adjudicate the fall damage. As the two of you plummet from the skies above Ravenloft, clattering past rooftops, slamming into towers as you fall.
Oh no.
20d6 damage.
Oh no.
53 points to both you and Strahd as you slam into the pillar of Ravenloft, the great basalt upon which the castle sits. The force shocks the earth. You can feel your bones cracked. You can feel your armor breaking. Yet angels are meant to fall. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Is there a chance that I can smite in the sky?
Why not? You hit him.
Fuck me, dude. This is bad news. All right, here we go. 19 more. That's the best
19 points of damage, Adriel. He hits the ground. Blood shooting from his body with the sheer force of impact, crawling back toward him from the pools and rivulets. He has just a moment not to catch his breath, for he draws none, but to reckon with his fate. As the tip of the blade descends, piercing both his heart and the very pillar of Ravenloft itself up to the hilt of the Zweihander. He looks at you with shock. Says, "I will remember your face and your deeds, Paladin." As the burst of radiance surges through him, and he turns not to cinder, but to mist. As the mist gathers before you, his corporeal body disappearing, it begins to flee back in the direction of Ravenloft, into the foggy night, seeking his coffin. What do you do? Your body aching, your head swimming, you can see your foe, grievously wounded, returning to his crypt, as all vampires do when their forms are diminished.
I can't have long until he starts to recover. I have to get to his coffin.
Make a religion check.
Assume pretty quick.
Make a religion check.
9.
You're not sure how long it is, but you do know you should have some time. You know that traditionally vampire hunts are conducted in 2 phases: the hunt for the body itself, and then the hunt to stake it within the coffin. Ample preparations are taken for both, though precisely how much time is afforded to you, you do not know.
I'm going to.
And real quick,
I
I'm
need-
gonna switch us maps here because you are definitely no longer 200 feet up in the air.
I'm gonna need to see a chiropractor.
Boom.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I need to heal because
Gotta lay on
this
hands,
is
don't you?
yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking. First thing I'm doing is I'm blowing lay on hands. I got 44 points of it. Takes me to 64. Not a ton, but that'll survive some fall damage. I have healing potions, so if I get damaged along the way, I can then heal that way if I need to. My next thing has to be this sprint. I'm outside. Now we're going. I got to go through the front door and down. I know the main stairway goes down. As it went up, it is time to run.
Where next?
Where in this courtyard is the front doors? Just over here?
Yes, right there.
I'm going to, as much as I hate doing this, I have an approximation of where down is in space, I think. So I'm going to go through the doors, and I need to go what I think is in and to the right. I just don't know how far. That's what I'm doing. I'm going through the doors.
Very good. Adriel, as you begin to press your way into the chamber beyond, I regret to say it, but this is all the time I have for today.
You're a hoe.
I know. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
If you wanna
You're fine.
wrap this up in like a 2-hour on another day, like I think that's more than enough time for you to raid the treasury and kill Strahd in his crypt.
That works for me.
That was wildly impressive play. Very well done. That is, I hate to say it, considering I've been involved in a few, but that is the coolest Strahd kill I've ever seen.
I was trying to figure out a way to suplex. Like, I kept thinking if I can fly him off. My only fear was there had